Hello everyone. In the next few minutes we're going to learn how to use Wikipedia to develop a working knowledge of our research topics. What do I mean by working knowledge? Well, I like to put it this way. As an educated person, what is the least I need to know about this topic? I'm not looking for too much detail at this point. I just need to know some key terms and concepts, a little history, some important people or groups involved, some key controversies or problems related to the issue, and some other things, maybe some statistics, maybe some key events, that sort of thing. And that's about it. Let me give you an example based on a topic that may be somewhat familiar to you, music piracy. If I want to have a working knowledge of this topic, there are a few things I must know to get started. Let's start with what I already know about the topic. I know that the practice of sharing MP3 music files online is highly controversial. There have been some key legal battles. Some have been over a company called Napster. Some have involved some popular music artists. There's this controversial technology called DRM with iTunes. And there have been some new laws or updated laws to address these things, but I don't know a whole lot about them yet. Okay, so that's what I know so far. Okay, now let's try to get a working knowledge of this topic by using a reference source. We're going to use the ever-popular online reference source, Wikipedia. Now, we'll discuss the controversy over Wikipedia later in class, but for now, let's just say that for our current purposes, Wikipedia is an appropriate source to use. Here's the Wikipedia article on music piracy. Remember, we're not going to get too focused on the details just yet. We just want to know some key concepts, some history, some important people, some controversies, and so forth. The least we need to know to be educated about our topic. Now, this article doesn't have a separate section on the topic's history, but it does discuss some key events along the way. As far as key concepts, it does talk about file transfers, peer-to-peer networks, and the open music model. We also see a key group mentioned, the Recording Industry Association of America, or RIAA, which is the group that represents recording companies. They have been a key source of litigation over music piracy. Under arguments over legality, we begin to see the RIAA's legal actions. We are also introduced to the concept of digital rights management, or DRM. You've probably encountered DRM whether you are aware of it or not, if you ever purchased music from iTunes. As I scan further down the page, I see a link to something called the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. If I visit the Wikipedia page for the DMCA, I'll discover that this piece of legislation has had an important impact on the issue of music piracy. Remember that when I started, I knew there were some newer laws that affect music piracy, but I didn't know much about them. The DMCA is pretty complicated, but it looks like I will need to understand the basics of it in order to weigh in on this topic. Back to the music piracy article, there is another Wikipedia page on the legal aspects of file sharing. As a side note, the alert on this page is a good reminder. Some problems on this page were noted over a year ago as of this recording, but still haven't been fixed. Remember though, we're not going to cite this article as a source for a project. We're only using it to get the most basic factual information, a working knowledge so we can fill in the details with more credible sources later. This page lists some key court cases that have made a big impact on the music piracy issue. We may need to do more research on these court cases later, but for now, it's just good that we know their names. Okay, quick review of what we've discovered in the past few minutes. We discovered the key concepts of file transfers, peer-to-peer networks, and the open music model. We know about the key group, the Recording Industry Association of America, and some of their influential actions. We know what DRM is. We know about the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and we know that we probably need to learn more about it. We know the names of some key court cases that have shaped the issue. So within a pretty short amount of time, I have discovered some key concepts and people and groups involved in this topic. By investigating these a little bit further, I will have acquired a basic working knowledge of the topic of music piracy. I don't have a whole lot of detail, but I don't need too much detail yet, just a rough outline of the important facts and issues. Like I said, it's the least we need to know. That's all we need to get started. In fact, these pieces of information could easily turn into a preliminary outline for my project. So one last time, here are some basic things you need to acquire a working knowledge of a topic. Some key terms and concepts, a little history, some important people and groups, some key controversies or problems, and this is where you might find your research question, by the way, is with the controversies or problems involved with your issue. Depending on your topic, you might also want some key statistics, some important historical dates and events, or other things. But these are the basic things you need to know to have a working knowledge of a topic and to begin filling in the gaps with more details you'll find in other sources as you move along. Okay, now it's your turn. Take a look at your research topic in Wikipedia and follow the steps we've just gone through here. Since you've probably narrowed your topic by now, you might have to go a little bit more broad in order to find an appropriate Wikipedia article. If Wikipedia doesn't cover your topic at all, please contact me and I'll direct you to another reference source. Happy searching!